Okay. What's up, y'all? Cookie dude. I had a client cancel, so I thought I'd get some of my European brothers and sisters in on one of these live streams, since they're often in bed by the time I do them. So what's up, y'all? Make some coffee. I'm so tired today. I tried taking melatonin for the first time in my life last night to see how it affected my sleep, and I didn't sleep any better. I'm just like extra tired. Let's pick up Destiny. What's up, Danny? Ooh, there you go. David, watching the open. Nice. What's up, Pongy? I had a client cancel. Like I said, I had a client cancel, so I have an hour free right now. So I'm gonna drink some coffee and talk to y'all. I ran out of my good coffee, so I'm stuck with like what we have here, and it's so shitty. It's like the fucking chocolate caramel. Functional strength talking about that for sure. How's it going? I'm doing well. Said my sleep. I'm a little tired. That could be why I woke up to an alarm call. My thoughts on probiotics. Honestly, I don't take any probiotic anything. I don't even eat yogurt or anything. I think for certain people it can be very useful. My diet is very, very consistent, so I never really have like dietary issues. The Norwegian Bulgarian, interesting combo. Do you train Bulgarian style? Major malfunction. If driving is legal. I didn't know that. I always thought that was illegal. I just thought barefoot driving was illegal in the US. What's up? Oh, it's this is just coffee. Shitty coffee. Feeling better than yesterday, that's good. I'm glad, man. Take that shit easy, take your time. Any kind of injury, always remember, good advice, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Why would barefoot driving be illegal? I'm not sure the reasoning behind it is, or was that. I don't know why I thought that, but I don't know. Ever tried heavy weighted vest animal crawls? They burn like none other and easy to incrementally load for a cycle. Yes, kind of. When I did my certification at Jim Jones back in the day, we did some like animal crawl stuff, bear crawls and whatnot. But we also did like, what do you call them? Like crawl pulls. So you have like a relatively light dumbbell, so you're doing a bear crawl, and you like pull it behind you. So like you like take it, like have one dumbbell, you like take it with your hands, pull up the weight, walk to it, pull up the weight. It's kind of a different way to load it. It was interesting. I don't know if it did anything, but how long have I been training for? Not 15 years like all the trolls seem to think. I was 13. I'd be 13 then. I definitely wasn't training when I was 13. In terms of training, played sports my whole life. Christ, it's leaking everywhere. Ran cross country and track in high school. Mostly did 4s and 8s in track. Then after that, I got into rowing. The first year of college, I didn't do much. Just kind of like recreational lifted. I got into rowing. Trained most for that. Purely for strength, I've been training. 4 or 5 years? 4 years? Period for strength? Yeah, also with the pulls, we did it with like a sandbag, which seemed to work better on the dumbbell because there's a little less friction. A little easier to move and grab it in different places. You also pull like a rope behind you too. It's pretty bad. How much coffee do I drink? I've cut, like I said in my last live stream, I've cut back quite a bit recently. I was normally like 10 cups a day plus a pre-workout often. I've cut back to like 4 cups a day plus a pre-workout. So after at a point it just stops doing anything, and you get so dependent on it. It's like my first like 5 cups would bring me back to like baseline, and then um, after that it was just bullshit basically. But I was saying earlier, if it was just I slept terribly. I slept okay, but the problem is I took I said earlier I tried taking melatonin for the first time because I just had like a random free sample of it, and I slept exactly the same as I normally sleep, but when I felt so tired after waking up. Like the sleep quality was fine. It's just I'm so tired. I got bags under my eyes and shit, so I'm not gonna be doing that again. Breaking Bad coffee. Oh, what was your question? Oh, what's the main reason you started my channel? Purely as a training log, which is what it still is. It's not as useful now to do the bodybuilding stuff, but it was just to remember what lifts I've done and what how they moved and everything. So it's a little more effective than just writing an Excel thing. Like, it moved fast. So but I can look back like a year now and see when I did ox lift last time, see how well it moved at a certain weight, and try to up that. So always has been, always will be just a training log pretty much. Obviously I do some random informative videos and stuff like I did yesterday, but every night, melatonin, magnesium, zinc, valerian root. I sleep like a 285-pound baby. Yeah, I've taken magnesium before, and I like that a lot. Taking that and zinc as well. But melatonin, I just said like someone said earlier, because I woke up from an alarm. So I just feel so tired today. Current goals, I'm just trying to put on weight, honestly. I don't really have any strength goals right now. I'm not even training for strength right now, really. Yeah, just put on weight. I'd like to hit 250 pounds and be pretty sweet without being like super fat. Just gotta stay my same body fat percentage at 250 pounds would be pretty sweet. So, just an arbitrary number. I don't have any reason for it, but 4 cups a day plus pre-workouts cutting down. Yeah. Yeah, my adrenal glands probably don't even work anymore. Who knows? What do you feel the valerian root does for you? Freaky D. Do they improve sleep quality or what? I don't really know much about it. I'm all about improving sleep quality. I actually, I kind of experimented on myself, like, this is probably 5 years ago, and I was reading, what's up, Luke? This thing about, like, sleeping on the floor and the benefits of it, and how it's more, like, natural or whatever than sleeping on a bed. So, for, like, 3 months, I slept just on like a yoga mat, and had a blanket and, like, a small pillow, and that's it. After a while, I got rid of the pillow, even. And the first like 2 weeks were torture. I was like, my back would be bruised, my shoulders and everything. But after that, it was the best sleep I've ever had, because you don't and can't really move. You can't roll on your side. You can't roll on your stomach. You just sit there motionless all night, and I slept so well. Like, I'd wake up and my hair looked exactly the same, no messy hair or anything. So it was pretty interesting. I'd do Bulgarian session collab with Blaha at his home gym if he offered. Honestly, yeah, I would. I mean, why not? I'd go to fucking Alan Thrall too if he invited me. I'm like, afraid of people. Since I have valerian root, I've been able to stay asleep better. That's good. That's really good. Coffee enema. I wonder how many like 14-year-olds are fucking sticking coffee up their ass because of nether. Poor people. I think coffee would be a good idea for me because I'm naturally energetic and hyperactive. I feel like I have horrible sleep. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not for everyone. But yeah, I'd definitely go to Alan Thrall's gym. Why not? Shoot, I mean, he probably would shoot me. Just I met Eric. When I was still living in Norway, I was gonna come home. I'm from Wisconsin, so he used to live here. And he's from Wisconsin too. I was gonna visit, and I just messaged him one day. I was like, "Hey man, I do weird shit and listen to metal too. Do you want to can I come live with you?" And he said, "Yeah." So I lived with him once, and then went back to Norway. Then I moved back here like 6 months later, and then it's like, "Hey man, I'm living in the same city as you, so if you want to work out, that'd be awesome." And then we worked out pretty much every weekend together until he moved away. You had a car accident? Damn, that sucks, dude. You okay? By the fucking BSN products in the early 2000s, yeah. That's the thing. Anyone selling a shortcut's full of shit. There are no shortcuts. It's like, oh, this is the key. It's the if you take a coffee enema, your strength will double overnight. It's like it's bullshit. It's always bullshit. It's always been bullshit. Always will be bullshit. No magic program. No magic training style. No magic supplements. Stuff helps for sure, like melatonin or whatever. But it's like I'm not gonna fucking turn it into Arnold Schwarzenegger. Special shortcuts. Yeah. Apparently he sold that business. I actually saw a thing about it. It was like what happened to him or whatever. And yeah, gains aren't linear exactly. Ever taken ephedrine caffeine stacks pre-workout? I've taken ephedrine with Yohimbe because ephedrine's a vasoconstrictor and Yohimbe's a vasodilator, so it's a little better than taking with caffeine. And Yohimbe has similar effects to caffeine. Might give you boners too. So whatever. Tried it. I got cold sweats from the Yohimbe, so I didn't like that. I also tried ephedrine a few times with horny goat weed, which is also a mild vasodilator, which might also give you boners. It's okay. I prefer caffeine, honestly. It's not going to give me an aneurysm, so. Half Norwegian, yeah, my dad's from Norway. It's Apollo. It's all hard work and intelligent when it gets results. Exactly. I've done cocaine as a pre-workout. I've never tried cocaine. No, I feel like I'd probably get addicted and that'd become my life. So I steer clear of cocaine. I want to explore spirituality as financial freedom. Left the brand, enjoys the life post-scamming. Interesting. Drinking a little cup of coffee pre-workout will get me super anxious, angry, and horny at the end of the workout. Don't know how you can drink so much. I mean, it doesn't affect me that much. It never has. I actually didn't start drinking coffee until I was like 24. I'd never tasted coffee until like 4 years ago. And then like I went like 1 cup a day, and then like a week later I was like fucking 10. So. Best way in your opinion to improve shoulder joint, rotator cuff instability. So first, work on shoulder mobility. That's gonna be a big one. Work on your lats a lot of lat training, rear delts. You don't need to be doing like earthquake bar shit. That can be useful for some people in certain situations, but don't necessarily be doing that. Like holding push-up positions, holding one-arm push-up positions, like planks, can be useful. Slow eccentrics can be very useful as well. Like if you're doing bench press, for example, really slowing down the eccentric. That kind of stuff. Pressing overhead as well, pressing in slightly different positions, like decline, incline, overhead. Usually it's just a strength issue, honestly, with instability. Not always, but a decent amount of time, just getting stronger will help. Sound off. Instant just like you're just joking that moron. Yeah, those people are pretty funny. They clearly didn't watch the end of my video yesterday, but that's fine. Let them give me money. That's the end of coffee law school, man. Yeah, I don't know. In a way, I wish I'd never touched this stuff, but at the same time, it's like brings me joy. So I don't know. Do you ever do high volume the wrestling bodybuilding? That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just doing bodybuilding stuff right now, so I completely dropped doing main lifts for the most part. So I want to focus on the bodybuilding aspect of it. Working well. In my opinion, it's been working well. But yeah, I'm not gonna do a whole lot longer because I know A, it's fucking boring to watch. B, it started to bore me a little bit, and yeah, I want to get back to lifting heavy because that's my passion with lifting. So, upside down kettlebell, one arm overhead press help my shoulder stability a ton. Yeah, it's another great one. Honestly, also improving your grip can also help. Getting better, like just a lot of people when they bench, they don't like actually squeeze the bar, like say with overhead press. Like just by doing that can help a lot. What age do you think is the male prime for strength? It's usually early 30s, early to mid 30s. Depends a little bit when you started and everything. But can I do any impressions or accents? I do a pretty decent Bob Dylan. I need to be singing though. Ooh, how does it feel? Yeah, the nasally. Yeah. We're doing the Inman Mile again. Yeah, I'm gonna make it a yearly thing, so I'll do it this summer sometime again. I'll make another attempt. But yeah. Ever trained people with recovery issues, disabilities? I have. I trained in Norway a woman with multiple sclerosis, MS, which was always a challenge. I've trained someone with autism. What else? Rehab's not my disability. ADHD. I've trained a few people with that, and that can be challenging sometimes. Recovery issues besides the MS. Trying to think. No, nothing. I mean, elderly people, obviously, but no. Training a girl with MS was interesting. When her body temperature gets certain, she'd start losing. That would cause issues. So we had to monitor her body temperature a decent amount. So. Jefferson Power Struggle. That's how I keep from getting women pregnant. Train mostly high reps for strength thoughts between 20 and 60. You're not going to have a very good 1 rep max doing that kind of stuff. Can you get stronger doing that? Certainly, but if you're looking for 1 rep max strength, you need to be training closer to 1 to 3 reps or whatever. Let's see. How to quickly rehab from costochondritis. I don't know, what did your doctor tell you? I can Google. What's it called? What did your doctor tell you? I try to quickly rehab from it. Typically, quick rehab's not the, obviously you should be working on it, but I don't know. It's beyond my field of. I wouldn't know. I've never worked with anyone with that. Advice for mid back pain. I was injured on calf raise machine a while ago. I don't know how. That's an interesting one. Work on your thoracic mobility and also get some twisting mobility in. Up here lacking that. That's usually helped a lot of people. Get my gallbladder removed. Do you think I'll be able to train as good as before? Yeah, I'll be able to work back up to it. Actually, a friend of mine is getting her gallbladder removed, I think today or tomorrow. It's kind of weird. She had I can't remember what was wrong with it. She had some cysts on it or something. I'm not sure. Start training intelligently at age 20. Do you think it's likely to still get stronger after age 40? It depends. If you actually reached your peak before 40, no, but certainly you can get stronger after you're 40. Safe way to bail out of a squat: set up some pins, or you can drop behind you, which takes a little practice, but it's heavy. But front squat, just fucking drop it. Same with the Zercher. Tuesday said fasting was kind of whatever. Could you elaborate a bit? So there's a lot of literature behind fasting. It's kind of, there's both sides showing it's very effective. There's other literature saying it's not effective. And if your goal is strength, probably not the best idea. If you're trying to lose weight, or it can be useful for certain endurance athletes too, like mountain climbers, because you're going to be in a fasted state at a certain point for climbing a mountain, for example. But sorry. I just, from a literature standpoint, it's kind of whatever. I've never used it personally. I've never had a client use it. I've intermittent fasting I've had clients use, but true fasting, no. Hurts like hell if I try to bench or weighted dips. Where does it hurt? In your shoulders, I'm assuming. So you might have some inflammation there. Your shoulder mobility is probably lacking, as is your joint stability, which I talked about a little bit earlier. So the thing with a slingshot, I noticed, this is just something I've kind of noticed. A lot of people use slingshots. Not a lot of people, I should say. A lot of people I've noticed using slingshots end up hurting their pec when they start going back to normal training. I'm not sure why that is, what the correlation is, but I've seen many people. I'm not just saying Mark Bell with his pec issues. That's probably unrelated, but I've seen like on Reddit and just like random users on YouTube and stuff, like 10 or 15 of them using slingshot exclusively for quite a while. And they go back to normal benching and they strain their pec real bad or like tear it. So honestly, I don't know why that would be. Just something I've noticed, which is weird. Not saying it's a bad product or anything, but it's just something interesting. Did you see Dave Hoff's world record geared squat this weekend? Shit, that is why Wes has reputation has gone down the shitter. I didn't see it. It was the depth questionable. I know Wes, I guess, talked about with the depth a lot because they kind of bully judges, or so they're accused of at least. Shoulder-friendly chest builders. Push-ups are great, pretty easy on the shoulders because your scapula can move freely, unlike on a bench, for example. You can change the grip pretty easily too. I mean, reverse grip bench is pretty easy on the shoulders. It's kind of a sketchy movement though, like unracking it's sketchy. Close grip bench is pretty easy on your shoulders, still can work your chest. Yeah, it's gonna be more tricep dominant, still can work your chest. Cable flies are really easy on your shoulders. Dumbbell flies not as much, but cable flies are pretty easy on your shoulders. 15, am I dumb for doing full ROM Zerch's deadlifts from the floor? Yes. Stop doing them. It's my age. I'm 28, and yes, I do train people for a living. Do I like bulking and cutting? Personally, I don't really do either of them. I mean, I do like very slow ones. Like I went from like 230 to 240 pretty quickly, but I've been hanging around 240 pretty slowly now, so I'm trying to gain fat. Most people just get stuck in an endless cycle of bulking and cutting because there's fat, and then they go skinny, fat, skinny, and actually gain any muscle or anything during that time. Because whatever they gain in their bulk, they just lose when they cut because they don't train properly. Not a huge fan of it. It's useful sometimes, but most people just fucking eat like shit when they're bulking. They think it's an excuse. Have I seen Brian Ulster's Dark Horse program? What do you think about it? I have not seen it. I think Brian seems like a pretty cool dude. It's been a little weird lately, but I have not seen the program. I can't say. I know he does a lot of like, what do you call it? Super sets, giant sets in his training. So I'm assuming there's some giant sets involved. But other than that, I don't really know. Do you believe in actual genetic natural max, or do you think people will eventually stop seeing progress due to age or stopping training? I think it's mostly a combination: age, lack of willingness to push at a certain point. Yeah, a lot of things. Do I believe in it? Yeah, kind of, not really. Injure your sternum doing 1 rep max weight dips. Yeah, I mean, not everyone's built for dips, honestly. I would just say, having sat in the judges' chair myself, those geared sumo stand squats are night and day different looking from the front versus the side. I believe it. How high was, or supposedly was Dave Hoff's squat? Should you tuck less on incline? Do you mean like your shoulder blades? No. Actually, I hurt my pecs after moving slingshot. I just stopped going heavy, like 1 to 3 reps. And after I stopped doing that, my pecs didn't get injured after I went back to normal benching. Yeah, see, it's super weird. Something weird with the slingshot, I don't know. Doesn't do a joint split. That could be. I don't know if your appetite to decrease during the summer. I mean, it's probably just because you're more active and you're not thinking about it as much, I'd assume. Any tips on getting a 315 deadlift to 405 besides deadlifting more? Grip seems to be a limiting factor. I mean, work on your grip then. It's like when you're doing your deadlifts on your last set of the last rep, just hold it at the top for as long as you possibly can. Good easy way to get some grip training in. It's not going to like affect your deadlifts because you do it right at the end of your deadlift. So, yeah. Other than that, working on your technique. If you're stalled around 315, you probably have technique issues. Figure out where you're weak. If you're weak getting off the floor, do some deficits. It can be as an accessory, or as a main movement for a while. Yeah. Some back extensions, always good. Our max deadlift is like 425 pounds. Do you think it's a good idea to get a belt now, or is not necessary? I wear a belt all the damn time. Do I think it's necessary? No, but I think it's a good idea. I'm just gonna challenge the rest of your body more instead of making bracing limiting a factor. So we got the floor. Just said do deficit deadlifts. Boom, easy. His squat of the weekend looked better than most of the previous ones. Honestly, I think his final deadlift was more suspect than his squat. I'll have to go look at that stuff. Yeah, we got the floor deficit deadlifts. Don't like try and pretend that behind the back deadlifts do that. They help you off the floor. They don't. Good harness about? I don't know. I'd probably check like Elite FTS. They probably sell something. Anyway, I get collarbone pain doing dips. You're probably shrugging. A lot of people when they're doing dips, they're like over it like this. They're shrugging. It puts a lot of strain on that area. So think about same with the bench. Like keep everything down. A dip from the side should basically look like a bent over row, just in reverse. Stiff leg deadlifts instead of regular deadlifts, assuming light are backwards done. Why would you replace them? What's your reasoning? I guess is my question. Stiff leg deadlifts can be great if you have mobility for them. A lot of people don't. Welcome to Scrubs. Highest ever total any weight class is crazy. It says you can't take valerian root and melatonin at the same time. Freaky D, you're gonna die. What's up, Ultra? Let's see. Scott Herman broke the netting limit. Fucking getting a bunch of manlets. My latest deadlift at the top. More heat should go to the judges than him. True. Yeah, I mean, like it's like getting angry at players when in basketball when the refs don't call something. It's not the player's fault. If you can get away with it, why wouldn't you do it? You're also not supposed to drink alcohol and take Xanax, but I'll be damned if that didn't lead to the funniest night of my life that I could barely remember. Yeah, I learned the hard way mixing alcohol with ephedrine. That gives you some weird feelings. I did not see Jason Mike's world record total. I'll have to look that up too, apparently. I missed a lot of lifting this weekend, I guess. Reason for doing stiff leg deadlifts is due to the floor at home. I can't drop the weight in conventional deadlift. So, kind of way around that, depending, I mean, if your floor is hard at all, get some like horse stall mats. They're pretty cheap and a little bouncy, so you shouldn't ruin your full protein, medium fat idea. Following Alpha Destiny's novice program. Well, there's your first mistake. Description afterwards exactly the same. It's just he swapped out bench and squat for floor press and box squat, which beginner shouldn't be doing either of those really. So doing a better program. You're probably eating too much too. Think it's possible to self-teach Olympic lifts, not to a high level now. Try bodyweight rows, heart contraction, inverted rows, yeah. All my clients do them pretty much. I've done before. I did them weighted, like maybe probably about a year ago now almost, but that's on bracing at the top versus the bottom on deadlifts. So I like to brace at the top, like with breathing, like when I deadlift and do deadlift stuff. Before I even bend over, I'm taking big breath, bracing, bend over, grab it. That's just me. If you're using straps, you obviously have to brace in the bottom, but yeah. hardcore do you go on the ammonia? I only use it when I need it. Right, his program's not, his beginner or his novice program isn't as bad as Natural Enhance. I agree. I'm making one. It's pretty much done. Let all the trolls die away before I release it, so you can blame them. It's strong as the yeah, exactly. Clarence Kennedy question mark. Strong dude. I was sure going to say something about the program. You're welcome. How would you plan a deload week? I don't deload ever, but with clients that I do deload, what we normally do, let's say we're like deload up to a max or max out next week or whatever. So what we'll do is we'll drop. It depends on the person, obviously, but we'll drop 10 to 20% off what they've been hitting, and then we'll pretty much hit the same rep scheme we've been going with. So that's a 5 sets of 3, we'll say, for example. And we're working with, I don't know, 400 pounds. We'll drop to 315 or something, 340, somewhere between there. And we'll still do 5 sets of 3, but we'll try to make them explosive and kind of treat them as if they were heavy, even if they're not feeling heavy. Same with the bench or whatever it happens to be. Make them heavy even if they're not, and that's usually the best way to deload, in my opinion. It's the only way to do it now, and everyone says to deload differently and have different opinions, but I think that's the best way. Just drop the percentages to a certain point and treat them as if they're heavy, and push them like if it's 300 pounds, pretend it's 500 pounds. Push just as hard. But no, I'll release my program for free. I would never. Any program that's made for the masses and isn't individualized should always be free. And a novice program suggestion. Like I always say, good novice one, there's plenty of 5-3-1 variations. Just do some reading. Find what works best for you. I like 5-3-1 a lot for beginners, honestly, because it can be so tailored, because it's not actually a program, it's a methodology. Be tailored to whatever needs you have, and restrictions as well. So that's what you tell people. Is it the best? Sometimes, not always, but it's best for a lot of people because it's not actually just one thing. Yeah, I appreciate. I appreciate gear lifting as well. I don't know why. It's just a different thing. Like people like, oh, it's cheating. Like it's just different. Who gives a shit? Heard that you front squatted 5. I've never front squatted 500 with a barbell. That'd be pretty fucking awesome though. I did like a safety squat bar front squat, which is feels like your head's gonna be pulled off because the things here in the handles are going back across those. So your whole time to push down with your head to keep it from ripping your head off. And I think with that I hit like 455 or 485, somewhere on there. But I can't work out at the gym for like a month. I have a 45-pound dumbbell at home. Can I get something out of that? Yeah, you should have it for home stuff. 30-30s are great. 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. Do like 4 to 8 rounds of that per exercise. Do like push-ups, some bodyweight squats, burpees, whatever, lunges, and it typically ends up being, it's like kind of half cardio, but it'll at least do something for you. It's for novices. Yes, I don't like that term, but yes, for our beginners. Why people struggle to breathe when they talk? I mean, I only have one nostril that works, so sometimes I'll be breathing a little bit when I'm talking a lot, but that's why you shouldn't, when you break your nose, you shouldn't fix it yourself. So, although it's pretty straight, there's some bone fuckage on the left side here. Candida program, but it's for beginners. Yeah, I think Candida stuff's good. I like Candida. Good to increase my training frequency and time spent in the gym significantly over the next 3 months. No steady work, knowing that I'll have to reduce it significantly after that. Yeah, I mean, get out what you can after it, out of it. Nothing wrong with that. some program hopping. Stop doing it. That's my thoughts. It's like once you pick something, just stick with it for a while. You've been repeating the novice program methodology you just recommended. Thanks. Also, you're correct. My weak point was off the floor, so I'll start incorporating deficit deadlifts. Good. I was saying how I usually recommend for most novices or beginners some variation of 531, which again is a methodology, not a program. There's a lot of information you can read if you go on Jim Wendler's website. It has books about it. So you have to do a little reading and you have to do a little bit of your own work. It's not just hand holding, but it's very customizable to fit your needs and restrictions and everything. So that's why a lot of times I recommend it. Like I said, I don't necessarily think it's the best. I don't think there is a best necessarily, but it puts people in the right direction. So it allows you to kind of figure stuff out for yourself a little bit, which I think is important for beginners, not just having your hand held the entire time. But yeah. You can do curls with that dumbbell too, by the way. Some isolation shit. Oh my god. Like 10 more minutes to our client. But yeah. Is there anything to endo, ecto, and mesomorph stuff? No, it's been proven time and time again. It's bullshit. And the guy who came up with that back in the day, he was I believe, a white supremacist, and it was just a way to, segregate more or less. So there's nothing to it. If you have different body types, yeah, but there's no actual, oh, I'm a mesomorph. That means I can do whatever I want and stay lean. That's not how your body works. We're all the same species. God, coffee's fucking bad. Yeah, 100% bullshit though. Well, the people in the fitness industry with bullshit channels like to use that, how to get big biceps as an ectomorph, the same way fucking anyone else does. That's how. So much bullshit in the training world. It's disheartening. The stuff people sell, man. Fucking 10-page ebooks for a bunch of money and poorly written whatevers. Every pure bodybuilding work that's I'm doing right now, pretty much. Trying to get to 250. Slowly gaining weight. I'm pretty badass being 250. I'll still be small somehow. I'll tell the trolls. 6'2", 250, that's small. But it's ashwanga, I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm not really doing much strength right now, just bodybuilding. Around me hit some heavy stuff, but other than that, it's just been blood and guts style Dorian Yates shit. I wasn't actually making fun of Phil. I know his thing's like a feeder thing, but does my diet change on off days? I don't have any off days, but typically, yeah, you should probably eat slightly less. I have nothing against Phil. I think he's made some mistakes, and despite the people he decides to associate himself with, I think he's a genuinely nice person and mean as well. Do you believe joint size affects muscle size potential? Yeah, there's a study. They basically you can predict someone's bench press potential pretty easily by measuring their wrists. In a clinical, in a general population sense at least. So it does to some extent, yeah. Are you a car guy? I am. I love vehicles. Long short on Bulgarian to the plateau, and can I avoid a lot of accommodation for the bench by switching from, for example, wide grip to close grip? I mean, you can train Bulgarian your entire life if you want to, if you're doing actual Bulgarian training. But you run through plateaus. A lot of people use it just to burst through plateaus, honestly, with squat, for example. But you So the law of accommodation, that's not gonna matter unless you're like a really fucking strong dude, honestly. If you're just like a normal person, just stick to your normal bench. You don't need to worry about the law of accommodation so much. You get around that by switching your reps and stuff. When I drive, I have a shit car. When I move back here, I just need a car right away, so I drive like a shitty Buick. But I was actually thinking about buying a pickup truck. It's a small like S10 or some shit. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I meant from like a population standpoint. It's not so much. It's not so much like an individual basis. You're not going to see a whole lot from measuring someone's wrist sizes and it's compared to their bench strength, but from a whole population, you will. Like big forearms, work forearms a bunch. If you guys are, yeah, here we go. If you guys are interested in buying a YouTuber's program, don't. But 1020 lifestyle condition for half the price, get 10 times the content, and actually learn how to train yourself and others. There you go. Exactly. No program, like I said earlier, no program for general population should cost money. Anything like that is just bullshit. If you're charging money for a program that's not made for you individual, for yourself, it's not like individualized, you're getting ripped off, you're getting scammed. 50-50, will you switch to maintenance or are you cutting back down? What are your thoughts on cutting? Yeah, I'll probably cut a little bit. What are your thoughts on cutting 500-ish calories at max? I think extreme Wisconsin method. I would definitely not be in the 500 calorie deficit doing Wisconsin method at all. I'd at least be eating maintenance, honestly. Can you cut doing it? Yeah, but it should be very, very slow. It should be like 200 calories probably. What weight do you recommend at least pulling on the deadlift with double overhand strictly? I don't recommend anything with that. I don't really care. Like people like too obsessed with doing double overhand to a certain point until they can't. But like why limit the rest of your body by what your hands can do? I guess like you should. Most people should be able to pull 315 double overhand without any specific grip training, at least though. One upper body and one lower body exercise, and if I feel good, I will do accessory work. That's not going to impede my recovery on the 2-minute exercise. That's how I do my own Bulgarian now. Yeah, if it's working, go for it. It's awesome. Right, some pretty damn good program for non-advanced lifters. Yeah, you'll find some stuff there. Requirements for starting Bulgarian. You should have been training for a while. You should have a good base built. How much is 6'2" in centimeters? I'm like slightly below 6'2". I'm like 187 centimeters. It's like 6'1.5". Who's Omar talking about? I don't know. He wasn't defending Alex in the comments I saw though, so. What's your go-to breakfast? Currently it's been 12 eggs, scrambled. Oftentimes I usually don't eat breakfast until I've been awake for a few hours. Just not hungry usually in the morning. But then it's usually like fucking chicken patties or whatever. So veggies. I feel like Bulgarian is ideal for strength gains or just a good way to do something fun, different that works well. It can be for certain movements. It's probably the best way to get your strength up. For other stuff, definitely not. It really depends on the person. It's definitely fun. I really enjoy it. That's why I normally try like that. Honestly, do I think it's the best? No, I don't. Like I say all the time, there is no best way to train. But yeah, it's fun. It keeps things interesting. I'm not planning on competing. I don't compete, and I don't really have any specific like goals. So for me, it's just I can have a new goal every week, which is fun for me. Most people should not be doing that though. Most people need some long-term goals because they're new. The average lifter hasn't been lifting very long and needs to, have some sort of structure. Everyone's Shaiko? No, I don't think so. I may have years ago, I remember actually. I think about it. I recommend beginners train. Get your strength up, work on a bunch of different movements for your accessories, like rotate your accessories every couple weeks, every like 3 to 4 weeks, rotate your accessories so you can build a base. I have a video about how to build a base or what it means. You should check out. Yeah, pick up 3 or 4 movements to focus on. Have that be your main focus, and then rotate your accessories every 3 to 4 weeks. Get different movement patterns. You should be switching out your main lists very often. You don't need to worry about the law of accommodation if you're a beginner. Where do you do your videos with all pipes and stuff? It's my sex dungeon. What are thoughts on Kokliev? I don't know who that is. Is Kyriakos Grizzly strong? He's something. Obviously, beginners train 3 or 4 times a week, probably, at least. Once we 3 minutes, you'll train. I'm benching 225 for 5 and deadlift 405. Not beginner, right? You're a beginner. You had to break too. Nothing wrong with that. That's what you are. Anything wild ever happened at the gym? At this one, no. The one I owned in Norway, had sex with my girlfriend in it several times. That was pretty sweet. I mean, kind of wild. The gym I had, because like I said, it was I've talked about it before a little bit. It was very like a hardcore place, and everyone's initiation was, if you ever use an Airdyne, that's like most people just have them in their house and use it as a clothes rack, but it's a big bicycle, big fan in the front. Use your arms as well. If you go a minute as hard as you possibly can on that, you can't walk for about a half hour afterwards if you actually go as hard as you can. So to kind of initiate people into the gym, middle of the workout, I gather everyone around to the newbie, and we form a circle around them on the Airdyne and make them go fucking nuts on it for a minute, and then watch as they puked or whatever afterwards to see if they fit in, basically. Did it do anything physically for them? No, but it was a good mental test. That was kind of our thing. Let's recommend become alpha. Stop worrying about becoming alpha. That's the best stuff you can do. Oh, Overlord, I think I missed your question. Or maybe not. Squat upright and don't do the good morning squat. Yeah, I don't know why people are so against high bars suddenly. It's really weird. What happened to my gym? I sold it. I don't think your exercise selection necessarily should be high as a novice. You should have several, like I said, 3 or 4 main lifts you're focusing on. Your accessory choices can be pretty high, but your main focus should be relatively low, in my opinion. Like I said, switch your accessories every 3 to 4 weeks, but your main lift should pretty much stay as consistent. Whatever they happen to be, deadlift, squat, overhead press, whatever. But favorite Zercher variation, the one no one does because everyone sucks at it, is a full Zercher squat starting at the top. Most people are very happy with their like 490 pound Zercher cycle, but I can guarantee they couldn't do it full. But they're doing 405 Zercher squat, guaranteed. Everyone sucks at it. It's not good at bracing. Maybe we wear 3 inches less. That's just the funniest thing. People think I'm making fun of him for being short. I don't give a fuck that he's short. I think I'm making fun of him for being insecure about his height. I think that's really funny. 3-inch lifts. How to be an alpha. 2 more minutes, guys, and I gotta go. Our client. The client about to train, actually, he's an anomaly. His good morning is getting fucking huge. Got a really good morning. The client is on roids. You try to get them off of it, help them do it safely, or kind of do it. I've trained 2 people previously. I don't train any now who are on steroids. And for the most part, I didn't really handle that part of their training. Like I didn't advise them on steroids. I'm not a steroid expert because A, I've never taken them. B, that's beyond my purview. So I didn't really handle that part of them. But make sure they were being safe about it, or as safe as you can. You dislocated your shoulder. Go to the fucking doctor and do what they tell you to do. Did you client good morning or thrall? I teach them good mornings, but not the thrall squat. The tits to ground. Every time Alpha Destiny says dogmatic, take a shot of cool lemonade out of a 3-inch lift shoe. Oh man. It's just, it's just become a constant cycle now. Like, hold on a second. Now that he's like proven us wrong with his bullshit bent bar, which none of us even thought about, it's just a constant cycle. It's, do the meet. Oh, I can't do the meet. It's closed. And then, no, they said you can do it. And then silence. And then 3 weeks later, he'll say, oh, just you have a video. Look for yourself. And I have nothing to prove. And like, I'm not even saying you should necessarily do the meet. It's just such. But he said he would if he could, and now he could, or he can, and isn't gonna do it. And half his followers are convinced his lifts are real and shit, which is, it's fine. Just weigh the plates. In my opinion. But anyway, not talking about him. Talking about too much already. Do you agree that unconventional training gives unconventional results? Which that means exactly. They're doing a few mind wire presses. What the fuck's a mind wire press? Isn't mind wire like fucking 15 years old? Why is he naming shit after himself? What's poop and dairy? What's up, lambs? Favorite source of carbs? Pizza. Pizza. Mind wire curl. He named a curl after himself. Oh god. Everyone, if you follow him, please comment on his newest video or the next one he puts up or whatever. Tell him I'll train him for free. Dude needs some guidance from someone who knows what the fuck they're doing. Need to stop doing random shit. Carbs. Brown rice I like. Like, tell him I'll literally train him for free. I'll do all his programming. I'll coach him. I'll do Skype calls with him. All for free. Just because that dude needs some guidance. So everyone, go on his channel. Comment. Tell him. JJ says he'll train you. Oh, did you submiss the thrall bracket days? I don't know, people get so serious about the thrall shit. Take trolling so seriously. Yeah, seriously, everyone, go comment. Tell him I'll train for free. I mean, he's getting. From what I've seen, he's getting weaker. The Z press behind the neck. Why the fuck would you do that? Either do a Z press or do a behind the neck press. Don't fucking combine them. It's dumb as fuck. Ugh, Jesus. All right, I need to go. I have a client. I'll see y'all. I love you. Stay sexy. Love you. Love you. Love you. Bye.